Welcome back, football fans. This magnificent stadium is the setting for today's video. Tottenham hosting Manchester United. We're going to take a look at all of the data, all of the team news, which is very important, especially if you're Manchester United without some massive players for them. And we're also going to take a look at some other pages as well, getting some games together for today, Sunday. What a day it is. Liverpool also in action. If you're ready, then without further ado, let's get into it. Yes, welcome back, football fans. This is the suggested alerts page. I thought I would share this with you on today's video. We'll find some games on here, and then we'll also look at the Premier League fixtures as well. Liverpool hosting Wolves, and Liverpool actually appear on this page twice, which is interesting. And before we get started, well done if you were on this from the previous video. We had two selections, and both of them landed. Mitoma to have a shot on target at evens. He scored, of course. What a goal. What a first touch that was. Majestic from Mitoma. And then yesterday's treble as well landed. No fuss. Easy does it. Let's hope we can continue that in this video, and hopefully you will learn a little bit as well about the website, about this suggested alerts page. So let's get started, shall we? Without further ado, let's get into it. So the suggested alerts page, what does it do? It shows you games grouped on very bespoke filters, which I have refined over years, and it'll show you the games, and you can see if value has been found, which means the odds are decent enough to maybe add to a double or a treble. You can look at it and see the odds, and it might be worth it. But the majority of these games on this page are based around alerts and getting value that way. So for over 2.5 goals here, what you can do is click this button and it'll set an alert on all of the games instantly. Now, if you don't see the button, it's because I've already clicked the button. So for over 1.5 goals, I've already selected it, and we can see the probability model on the right side there. There are some really, really high values here, and you would be surprised at the value you can get. Most of these games, especially over 1.5 goals, the odds are not even available pre-match, but you can capture some fantastic value. Liverpool against Wolves is there, and it's also in this section for first half goals. We can see there are some interesting games here today. We've got games from the Eredivisie, the PDL under 21s. That's a fantastic league for BTTS for first half goals for over 2.5 goals. It really is. And if memory serves, Chelsea are scoring for fun, especially away from home. We'll take a look at that one in a minute. Chelsea women as well, also smashing it all the time. Liverpool against Wolves again appears for first half goals, and it actually appears as well in the strong home team section, as you would expect. So let's actually take a look at this Liverpool game first, the Premier League, and this is the first game of the day. It's a double with the second game, the final game, coming from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're going to do a bet builder for that one as well later in the video, but first let's take a look at Liverpool against Wolves. So top of the table, Liverpool hosting Wolves, and massive result for Wolves last week. We'll just jump to that instantly because we can see they beat their rivals Aston Villa, and that was on the back of 5 winless games, so very much needed. But for Liverpool, they have lost just once all season, and you wouldn't expect them to lose this game. You never know, of course, with the Premier League. The only defeat did come at home to Nottingham Forest, a 1-0, and that game is actually, as we see here with the home form, the only game at home where Liverpool failed to score more than 2 goals. I think Gakpo might be out, which means Luis Diaz comes in and he can blow hot and cold, but when he's good, he's very, very good. Now, we also saw that this game appeared in the first half goals suggested alerts group. And we can see why Liverpool do not concede many first half goals, just 3 at home this season. And this, for any Liverpool fans out there, you might agree with me, this is the biggest change for me compared to Klopp. From Klopp to Slot, it's that statistic that can kind of show you what's changed. Because under Klopp, certainly at the end, Liverpool were conceding first at home in the first half often. And to say that they've conceded just 3 goals in the first half, 9 total at home so far, they are establishing control of games once more. They are dominating games. They are setting the tempo, the pace of the game. playing at their own pace, and Wolves will be in for a very tough afternoon, there's no doubt about that. But will Liverpool score first? Will they be winning at half-time? Because obviously with this data, my head gravitates towards Liverpool half-time, full-time. Let's take a look at the odds. So 1.66, not worth it for me, but it is worth an alert as the page suggested. So first half goals here, over 0.5, 1.2 is the odds at the moment. We're going to say, let me know if that hits 1.8. Half-time result 1.57 as things stand. Again, let me know if that hits 1.8. You might be targeting evens, but at 1.8 at least you can see it rise, and just check out the data of the game before you enter the market. Of course, you're probably going to be watching this game live, so you've got a better understanding of it, but for the majority of games on this page, you might never have watched Barcelona women or Swift Haspajal. Is that Luxembourg? I think it is. So they're another strong home team. Okay, so Liverpool Wolves, let me know what you think in the comments. On this video, any comment automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro, which of course includes tools just like this one. I'm going to take a look at some other games, and then I'm going to give them to you pretty quickly before we get on to Tottenham against Manchester United. So Chelsea's under 21s, I mentioned them at the start of the video. They actually appear in the BTTS section as well as the over 2.5 goals section. And when you look at the data, goal difference of 12 compared to -1 for Liverpool. Liverpool's home team not setting the world alight, conceding 2 goals per game at home. No nil-nils, no clean sheet. BTTS in 67% of home games compared to 83% for the away team. So BTTS or over 2.5 goals in every single away game for Chelsea, over 3.5 goals in every single away game. So let's just take a look at the odds first, and we can see the odds are actually generous for them to win the game given how many goals they can score. The probability model gives it a rating of 1.65, so Chelsea to get the job done here is a massive value bet, and I think that's one that we'll be adding to the slip. We'll create maybe a double alongside our Tottenham Manchester United bet builder as well for this. It depends, doesn't it? I do this off the cuff. If we find something that's worth it, we will take it on. Best not to force something if the value is not there. So over evens for Chelsea. We'll just take a look at their results because I imagine they are scoring for fun. No win in 5 for this Liverpool team, and for Chelsea, no win in the last 2 games. They were both at home. Away from home, they have scored 2 or more in every away game that they have played. They have scored 6 in 2 out of those games so far as well. So maybe the double chance or draw no bet is a good option. We'll have a look in a moment. But of course, this page suggested an alert for BTTS, and we can see that the odds are available, 1.37. For these leagues, the markets are usually not available. They become available. So the fact that it is already available is a good sign for us because it means it can only increase from 1.4. So good chance of getting it at 1.8, 1.9 around 12, 15 minutes or something. If the odds were not available, then you would have to wait for it to become available at around 1.4, 1.5. So we're going to set an alert on BTTS, and we do that like this. We scroll down until we find it, and I've just missed it, haven't I? So BTTS, we're going to say, let me know if it hits 1.8, and we'll just go in and investigate. And you can do the same for goals. I won't show you because it's going to take up time. So Chelsea away at Liverpool. Let's have a look at the odds on Bet365. So draw or Chelsea, I feel pretty comfortable in that given the goal scoring abilities and the way that Liverpool have been conceding at home. Let's see how that one goes. And as always, let me know what you're on today in the comments. Let me know if you were on the Matoma shot on target as well, and were you on the treble from yesterday? If not, why not? Do you not have confidence in me? Back to the suggested alerts page, and we'll take a look at over 2.5 goals to get a partner for the double we've just put together. Now you can check out the odds. I've just changed what is in view on the stats scroller. So we were looking at probability before, which is the probability model, which runs through the veins of OddAlerts, and we can change to look at the odds, which will show pre-match odds, and you can see 1.36 for the A-League game that kicks off at 6 a.m. on Sunday, 1.5 for the Italian game here. So the odds are available in the majority of the games. 1.7 there for the game in Thailand, 10 a.m. That could be a partner, but it's a bit early. Some of you might be just watching this at 10 a.m. So if you're watching this a little bit later, check out how this one did, see if there was goals, and you can check out this page at any time, any day, and it will be updated with the games for that day for you, for the ability of setting alerts pretty quickly. The game that I'm going to take a look at is that Schalke game, because Schalke are in a bit of a mess at the moment in terms of where they are, 14th in the Bundesliga 2. And we can see by the goals here that they are scoring 2.2 per game, but they are also conceding 2.5 per game, 0-0 in 0% of games compared to 9% away from home. For the away team, BTTS in 80% of games compared to 82% for the away team. So goals galore in the games for both of these teams. 80% of games have seen 3 or more goals compared to 82%. This one looks pretty good. The probability model is giving it a rating of over 2.5 goals, 58%, so that is 1.7 odds. Yeah, 1.7, so negative value ever so slightly at the moment, but again, that's why it's suggesting that you set an alert to try and capture 1.9 evens if this game starts slow. We can take a look at the odds comparison to see if there's any outliers around the bookmakers, and we can see 1.57 is the peak. So 1.57 and 1.5 in terms of what we put together previously, that could be a nice little double for today. I of course have also got an alert set for it just by clicking the button at the top of that section before. But let's take a look at adding this to our double before we move on to Tottenham against Manchester United. And yeah, this page suggested alerts. If you've got any feedback on it or you want to see other markets added, you've got strong home teams, you've got corners, you've got cards as well. And you can see all the card markets are available. So 3+ cards likely. First half cards as well is an interesting market. Tottenham against Manchester United appears for that. So that could be something we look into in the next section. But for now, let's get that game added to our selections. So despite conceding 2.5 goals per game, they are actually favourites, the home team here, Schalke, as you might expect. 1.57, BTTS 1.5, so you need 1 goal fewer, but you need it in the right net, of course. We're going to go with this, and it takes this to 2.35, so this is the first double of this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you are on today, Sunday, the day of rest, apparently. Let me know what you're on today and get it in the comments for your chance to win OddAlerts Pro. Now on to Tottenham against Manchester United. I'm going to just show you something quickly as well on quick filters. Let's say we want to sort all the games in the world by home PPG. We click on this, but I'm also going to show you that you can now do it by competition and country, which is a brand new feature. We're going to go Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, and then we will just cancel and hit save, and there's only these games anyway, but yeah, that would have done. If we hit next 5 days, you might get some games from midweek. We do. So really nice way to just get your fixtures and shortlists and bets together in good time, because you'll get better odds if you do so. So we can see Leeds against Sunderland on Monday night. That's going to be a good game, isn't it? Anyway, Liverpool Wolves, we're going to have to scroll down quite a bit here to get to Tottenham, as we are sorting by home PPG. And this game was suggested for cards, wasn't it? Now, first half cards, and I imagine there is some data to back that up. So in terms of receiving a card, Man United in 91% of their away games. In terms of Tottenham, they have received a card in 83%. So this kind of game as well, I think Man United, important to mention this, they are without Martinez, Luke Shaw, Mount, Diallo is out now as well. Mainu is out. Garte, very highly likely to be out. Collier, who would have come in, is out. Johnny Evans is out. There might be some more that I'm missing, but it is a big injury list. And it reminds you of Tottenham, doesn't it? Tottenham getting a few players back now, but there's still some that are a few weeks away as well. So this could be a low quality game, but that can lead to cards, can lead to goals, can lead to chances and space, especially if Casemiro is playing, who's coming out from not really playing football in the past month. So first half cards, yeah, both with an average over 1.36. The opponent's average is quite low though. Average second half cards much higher, as you would expect. The referee is Peter Banks, who has produced, if we look at his Premier League record, 61 cards in 15 games, so 4.07 per game. First half cards, 1.93. So it is something we could look at in this fixture. The team and the player props and stuff, very difficult for a game like this, given the injuries and the rotation that might happen. Sarr in the middle, I think he's going to start for Spurs, and he scored the other day, didn't he? A massive win for them. I think him to commit a foul is a pretty good option, to be fair. As is Bruno Fernandes. He got sent off against Tottenham, didn't he? Bruno Fernandes, always a good option. So let's take a look at the recent results for both teams. We'll do all competitions. Aston Villa knocked Tottenham out of the cup. They're out of yet another cup competition after the 4-0 defeat. Not a very good week for Tottenham. 2 defeats and 2 exits. But before that, that was when they got that big win, and that's when Sarr scored away at Brentford. Big win. And of course, in the Europa League, they do not draw many games, Tottenham, because of how open they are. Manchester United away from home, let's have a look at their record. They've scored in the last 4 games, including goals at Liverpool and at Arsenal. I think there will be goals in this one. Let's jump to Bet365. So as always, the card markets are just shocking. I mean, obviously, a card in the first half, 1.18. For Man United to get a card in the first half, being the away team, 1.53, that's a bit more appealing. For Tottenham to get one, so if you want to pick a team, you're going to get much better odds. But if you don't want to pick a team, the odds are absolutely abysmal. So I think you've got to go with the bit, you've got to go with a bit more risk if you want a bit more reward here. So we can just quickly take a look at the card markets again, and away from home. Let's have a look at those first half cards. It is Manchester United who have received more, 64% of their away games, 54% of games overall. So I'm going to go with Manchester United to get a card in the first half. Quite risky. I don't usually do it, but it was suggested by the suggested alerts page, which, as I say, the filters on that page are so tight. For years I was sort of looking at the games. Whenever a game lost, I would look at it and say, why did it lose? Is there anything in this game, the data and the filters and the rules, is there anything that can be tweaked, improved? And after you do that for so long, you get a pretty tight set of results. So Man United to get a card in the first half. Let me know if you're following along with this one, or if you've got any changes to make, whilst we now look at the shot on target market, and let's see who is the shortest odds. Dane Scarlett, who scored his first goal, didn't he, for the club recently? Very short odds, I think 1.4 or something for a shot on target. Heung-min Son, Richarlison still injured, is he, potentially? Matthias Tell, not a bad option. Brennan Johnson, don't think he's fit. Kulusevski could be a good option as well. I'm going to go with a foul, as I said before, for Sarr. Papa Sarr takes it to 2.2, so Sarr to commit a foul. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. And just jumping back to the data, we can see it's quite lopsided to the left here when you're looking at corners for Spurs against Manchester United. So a lot of corners when Spurs play at home. Now these are just the total, so these could be corners conceded as well. Scroll down and you can see that it is still very lopsided here. So in terms of corner counts, 98 corners at home for Tottenham this season compared to 48 away from home for Manchester United. Will that improve with Diallo out, with Rashford at Aston Villa, with no real informed striker running the lines? Will that improve for Manchester United away at Tottenham? I'm not so sure. Big game for both of these teams. We can see here that the corner count for Spurs at home, it's just so much better than Manchester United. It dwarfs it, to be honest. So I'm going to take a look at the lines there. It just seems the sensible thing to do. Of course, this could go either way. Where are you? Team to get the most corners takes it up to 4s. Tottenham to get the most corners. That is pretty good. We can boost by 25% if we want to. So United to get a card in the first half. Pape Sarr to commit a foul. Tottenham to have the most corners. We're not even predicting the result. This could be 0-0. This could be a 0-0 game. So this is my first selection because I think there's still a bit more value to get out of this game. Let me know what you're on as well for this game. Really excited for this one. Can't wait for it. I think I am leaning towards Tottenham. So this is my sensible bet builder. Next, we are going to do a not so sensible one, or, you know, still try and keep it within the realms of possibility, but reaching for higher odds, if you will. So fours here. Tottenham to have the most corners. We just saw the data. Crazy. Pape Sarr to commit a foul. I think he can, definitely. Cards in the first half for Man United. That's where the risk is. Let's be real. So let me know what you think about that one. We saw the data for the first and the last. Now let's move to creating another bet builder. So this is the second one I put together. You don't need to see me pondering the data and stuff whilst I put it together. This is a more speculative one for sure. 7.5, over 2 goals in the game, over 4 corners for Spurs, over 10.5 shots on target in the game total. Both teams to receive a card, yes, and Matthias Tell to score or assist, which is boosting up those odds for sure. So this is my second slip, and that is the video. So let me know what you think in the comments. I used the player props tool for some of these selections for this one anyway. Also took a look at the results tab again to look at some shots on target and some corners and stuff. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments, and get your predictions in if you want to win a month of OddAlerts Pro, and I'll see you in the next one.